Welcome back to my channel, and a special welcome if you're new here. My name is Jen, and this is Jen Clayton Beauty. We do everything beauty and makeup, and that includes testing new makeup. Like I mentioned, I have a lot of new makeup to test out with you. I do these videos all month long because I want to share with you testing, first impression reviews of all the makeup that I receive in my beauty subscription boxes, and then anything that I purchase from Ulta, Sephora, online. I do some dedicated videos to certain eyeshadow palettes, but I like to include testing new makeups throughout the month. And today we're actually testing out 4 new makeup products. So if you're excited, give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not, turn your bell on because we do lots and lots of new videos every single month. I will link all of the new makeup that I test in today's video down below for you, as well as all of the other makeup that I'm wearing if you would like to shop this look. Discounts to my favorite indie brand, my favorite beauty subscription boxes, and come follow me on TikTok for more beauty and makeup. So let's talk about the 4 new makeup products we're testing out today. I'll zoom you in and we'll get started. So the first product comes from the brand Gxve. This is the Fairy Dust Pressed Highlighter, and this is in the shade Moonlight and Starkissed. It's a duo highlight. Now this came in, I believe, Ice Cream Beauty Box last month, June, even maybe May, and I set it aside because I was waiting until I needed to test a new highlight. I've purchased quite a few highlighters over the last couple of months, and now I'm ready to test this one out today. Now it's swatched okay. The deeper shade's a bit deep for me, but the lighter shade will probably work pretty well with my skin tone. You can always use the deeper shades as shimmers on the lid with an eyeshadow look, or you can mix the two together. We'll kind of see where we end up today. And then also from my Ice Cream Beauty Box in July, I have the mascara from Charmacy. Now I mentioned I really like the Charmacy brand, and this baby is hefty. It is heavy. It is really nice quality, especially the packaging. And I love that it has a big, huge, fluffy brush. And this is like a $12 mascara. So if this performs, this could be a new holy grail. And then from Ipsy, I have Give Beauty, Gwen Stefani's brand. I have this beautiful red liquid lipstick. I picked this because I think it's going to pair nicely with the eyeshadow palette that we'll be trying out today. I do love a good red lip. I do love a liquid lipstick. I want to see how this dries down. Is it Sahara Desert or is it comfortable? Do I have to wear a lip oil or gloss on top, or can I wear it alone? I have never tried the Give Beauty liquid lipstick, so this will be the first time. And then we're testing out the Natasha Denona Xenon palette. Now this came in my Trend Mood box. I believe that box is sold out. I'll link it if it's available. You can grab it. I will also link the Xenon palette from Natasha Denona. I'm really excited to play with this. I've heard it's 50 Shades of Grey, and I will say when I swatched it, that was pretty much what it was. However, we do have some interesting kind of taupey shades. So those I want to play with because literally everything else is gray. That is why I didn't pick up this palette when it was released. And then when I saw that it was in the Trend Mood box, I was like, I'll take it, because it was $62 for the entire box, including this palette. And this palette actually retails for $69. So we're gonna test it out, see if it's the great Natasha Denona formula. So let me zoom you in and let's play with new makeup. The first thing we're going to do is my highlight. I've done all the rest of my base makeup. I just haven't set my face with setting spray yet because I wanna test out the Gxve Fairy Dust Highlighter. Like I said, this gold leaning one is a little too deep for my skin tone. So I am going to focus on this one, and then maybe we'll pop that on top. We'll see how it all plays out. So I'm going to pick that up on my highlighter brush. Ooh, that's pretty. It's a really pretty color. It's kind of an icy white. It isn't glittery, but it isn't really sinking into my skin. I feel like it's kind of sitting on top of my skin, and I don't love that. I don't like a highlight that just sits on the skin. I definitely prefer one that's going to sink in. It is actually a really pretty highlight shade. I'm just not sure. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to diffuse it out enough for my liking. Before I try, let's dip into the darker shade and put that on top. I don't really think that that's doing much for the highlight. I mean, it looks really pretty. It's just, it's not sinking into the skin. It's literally just sitting, and I feel like I just have a highlighter stripe. Let me set my face with setting spray. Sometimes that will just melt things into the skin. Let's see if that can help this highlighter out a little bit. Still using my Ulta Glow Mist setting spray. This is linked with all my other makeup down below. I think that helped. I feel like it sunk it into the skin. It is still sitting on top a little bit. I don't love this highlight. I will say I like how it looks. It's a very beautiful, glowy Seen from Space highlight. I just don't love, like I said, how it just kind of sits on the skin. I don't know how I feel about this. I don't know that this is a highlighter I'll reach into again. Let me do the rest of my makeup for today. I am going to set my face one more time at the end, and let's see what the highlighter does then. So I'm going to set my eyes, as always, with my MAC Paint Pot and Painterly. This is my go-to eyeshadow base. I was thinking that highlight would be actually really pretty as an inner corner highlight or a brow bone highlight if you don't want to use it on the cheeks because it is so bold. Now we get to play with the Natasha Denona Xenon palette. So like I said, I do want to focus on some of the different shades in the palette. This shimmer right here, called Snowbow was supposed to be pink, or it looks pink in the pan, and it just swatched gray. So I, like I said, want to pick up some of these more taupey shades. So I'm going to start with the taupe matte called Fluffy, and I'm going to place that in my crease, basically as my transition shade. It's not going to give me a lot of color payoff, but the color payoff that it is giving me is gray. It's gray on the eyes. It is 100% taupe in this palette, but as I'm applying it, it is just a really light gray. So maybe this is truly 50 Shades of Gray. I'm also wondering if this palette didn't sell well for Natasha Denona, and that's why it ended up in the Trend Mood box, because I know there were quite a lot of conflicting reviews because it is so much gray. Then I'm going to pick up the gray shade in the palette, one of the many called Sniffed, and I'm going to just pack that into the crease just to add a little bit of depth in my crease. I am going to keep the first matte above my crease though, just so that it does pop up. And again, just focusing this shade on the crease. I will say it's applying really nicely. I mean, they're blending out beautifully, they're layering beautifully, kind of as I expect from Natasha Denona. And then I'm going to pick up this middle shade called Sposh. I think it's a deep, dark gray black, and I'm going to pack that on the outer corner. I am going to shoot for a smoky eye because that's what makes the most sense with a gray leaning cool tone palette like this one. This shade is pretty. It is just a deep dark gray. And then using my fluffy brush that I use in the crease, I'm just going to kind of blend those edges. Now these did layer beautifully, and the grays, although they're gray, they're different looking on the eyes. You can see my transition shade, my crease shade, and my outer corner shade. As always, I'm going to use my NYX glitter glue. I always use this when I apply my shimmer. So I'm going to tap that on my lid, just staying away from the outer corner. Now I will say the shimmers in this palette swatched beautifully. They were so wet and foiled. So really I can use any of these shimmers on the eye. I'm going to start with the taupey shimmer called Skift, and I'm going to pick that up on my finger. And you can see it is definitely a little more taupe leaning. And I'm going to place that on the outer 3/4 of my lid. I do want to apply one shimmer with my finger and then test it out with a brush as well, just so we can test both application methods. Okay, this shade is beautiful. It is definitely not 100% gray. Thank goodness. It does have a little bit of a taupey kind of tan undertone. It's going on beautifully, and I like how bright and ethereal it makes my lid. Really like that shimmer. It's so beautiful. And then we've got to use the pink shimmer in the palette called Snowbow. I'm going to pick that up on a pencil brush so we can test out brush application. And I'm actually going to place that on the inner portion of my lid and then just pull that over to meet our taupey shimmer. Now, applied to the eyes, definitely there's a difference in the shimmers. I was afraid that a lot of these shimmers were going to look alike, so I really wanted to pick really the two that are very different in the palette. They definitely look different on the eyes. They pair beautifully together, but I do want to add just one more shimmer just to test out a darker one close to our outer corner, close to that deep dark gray. So I'm gonna pick up the shade Cygnus, C-Y-G-N-U-S. I have no idea how to pronounce that, on my pencil brush. And I'm just going to place that right next to that matte. Ooh, that is pretty. Okay, that is like a steel gray. Ooh, I really like that. I really like that. That is so beautiful. Definitely added some depth to the outer corner. And then I'm going to use this shade Ab. It looks like a matte with shimmer. It's kind of got a little bit of a navy look to it in the pan. And I'm going to buff that on the lower lash line. I think that's going to pair beautifully with that deep dark matte on the outer corner. Those actually look pretty similar on the eyes. You can't really tell much difference. This one definitely has a bit more of, like I said, a navy base. And then I'm going to pick up this silver shimmer called Grew, and buff that right on top. And that's going to just diffuse it out, smoke out that lower lash line. And then I'm going to use this silver, it was so pretty, called Super Tonic, and I'm going to pick that up and put that on the inner corner. It is so just silver. It is just a beautiful, beautiful silver shimmer. Perfection for an inner corner. With my big fluffy brush, no added shadow, just one final blend. Do you have a tiny bit of fallout? Just a tiny bit from the shimmers. I've already set my face, so I'll just brush that away. But honestly, I really like my eye look. So let me go ahead and do a liner, and then I'll be back and we'll test out the Charmacy mascara. The liner is on, and let's test out the Charmacy mascara. Now, sometimes with mascara, it can take a while for it to really perform. It has to be open for a little while. But we're gonna do a first impression, and then I'll continue to use it. You guys will hear my review once it's finished in my monthly empties. So there's one coat of the mascara. Wow, it's performing really nicely. And like I said, I just opened it. So it hasn't even made itself the best that it can be yet. It's still in the beginning stages, but it's going on beautifully. I love a good fluffy brush. I feel like it really can get in there and add volume, length, darkness. I do have fairly long lashes because I do use a lash growth serum. I actually use Grande Lash MD. I love it. I'll link it for you if you're interested. So I really look for a mascara that's going to give me volume and darkness, not necessarily length, because I have that in my lashes. And this mascara is kind of giving me everything, volume, length, and darkness. I definitely want to do a second coat, and we'll see kind of what 2 coats look like. So here's 2 coats. I mean, it looks really, really good. I will say that the wand is the big fluffy one that I said that I really like. It is a little hard on the lower lash lines. I really had to kind of get in there and twirl the wand just so my lashes weren't stuck together. But on my upper lashes, fire. It is amazing. Look at how long my lashes look. In fact, I was going to put on lashes today. We actually start the first day of 4 days of design on our new build house today. I'm so excited. And so I was gonna wear lashes, but I think with this mascara, I don't need lashes. It is adding everything I need to my upper lashes, especially my lower lashes look good too. It just took a little bit more work because it's a little bit more fluffy of a wand. But wow, 10 out of 10, $12. I think it's like a $12 mascara. And then last but not least, let's test out the Give Beauty Liquid Lipstick, the Me, You, Yours. Now, I'm not gonna do any liner. I just wanna try out the liquid lip. I wanna see how it dries down, how it feels on the lips. She is red. So it tastes and smells like vanilla cupcakes, which is amazing. It went on really nice. In the future, I would use a lip liner. I think it would be a little bit easier to keep such a bold blue-based red on your actual lip lines. It is completely dried down. God, it tastes like vanilla cupcakes. It's really good. It doesn't feel overly dry on the lips. It's definitely dried down. I have a tiny bit of transfer. It's not settling into the lines in my lips. It feels comfortable. Comfortable enough that I wouldn't have to put a gloss or oil on top. Now, I actually am gonna put my House Labs lip oil on top, but it is comfortable enough that you don't necessarily need to if you prefer more of a matte looking lip. So this is really nice. I don't have any true just deep blue based reds, and I do love a good red lip, and I think it looks really nice with this Natasha Denona palette. So let me get ready for the day. I need to do my hair, get dressed. Like I said, we're heading to our design appointment this morning here in just about an hour and a half, and then I'll be back and we'll go over some first impression thoughts on this testing new makeup. So here is the completed look and this completion of this testing new makeup. Let's go over some first impression thoughts. So let's go to the Gxve Fairy Dust Highlight. I like this. I do like this highlighter. I will say, like I mentioned, that it does sit on the skin a little bit. I feel like it's grown on me as I've done the rest of my makeup, done my hair, got dressed for the day. I think I will reach for this again. I'm going to keep it in my collection, use it a couple more times, see how I feel about it. Would I purchase this myself? Would I seek it out? No. But am I willing to try it out before I declutter it? Yes. And then the Charmacy mascara, fantastic. Absolutely love this mascara. I'm immediately putting this into my vanity. I'm almost out of my current mascara, so I'm going to start using this one. If this truly is $12, which I'm pretty sure it is, that's an amazing deal because this is a fantastic mascara. And then the Give Beauty Liquid Lip. I love this red. I think this red is so much fun. It's that true blue-based red. The longevity of this is great. I've actually been drinking my protein water and it's staying on, even with the lip oil on top. And like I said, if you like a matte lip, this dries down to a comfortable feel on the lip. So you don't have to put a gloss on top. So I'm excited for that too. And then last but not least, the Natasha Denona Xenon palette. Honestly, I love my eye look. I absolutely love it. Is this a lot of gray? Absolutely. Is it worth it if you don't love gray cool toned neutral shades? No. If you love a good smoky eye, cool toned, little bit leaning blue with that pop of taupe, this is a great palette. I actually like this a lot more than I thought that I did. That I thought that I would. Like I said, I didn't buy this when it was released because I didn't think I would like the palette, but after using it today, I actually do really like this palette and I can't wait to play with it again. I really love my eye look. I did go with a blue shirt today because I thought that it pulled in the blue tones that I use, and I will say that I do like that there are some different shimmers in the palette. Most of the mattes are definitely gray leaning, maybe with, again, that little bit of a blue undertone, but I do actually really like this palette. I think it's worth the money. It performed beautifully. So this was overall a really good testing new makeup. My least favorite thing was the highlighter, but I don't hate it. I don't love it, but I don't hate it. And like I said, I'm going to give it a little bit more time, use it a couple more times before I decide if it'll end up in my end of year declutter. But the rest of the products, these three, fantastic. So I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled with this testing new makeup. And like I said, I will have everything linked down below for you, all the products that I tried out today if you want to pick them up for yourself, as well as all of the other makeup that I'm wearing if you want to shop my completed look, discounts to my favorite indie brands, my favorite beauty boxes, and come follow me on TikTok for more beauty and makeup. So that's a wrap on a pretty successful testing new makeup.